You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access. Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Business Access TV comes to you from the 2018 staging of the PSOJ President's Forum Service Excellence Awards. I'm Javon Keys and we're here to bring you the highlights. Stay tuned.
The purpose of this award is really to raise the bar for service excellence in Jamaica. Organizations apply for the award, and what we have found over the years is that organizations improve significantly. See, when you go through a process of assessing your organization on very specific criteria, it opens your eyes as to what your strengths and the gaps are, and so companies work assiduously to improve on it. So over the years, we have seen an increase in the quality of the service delivered by the winners in this competition. First of all, they apply, and their application is screened. Once they are screened, if they score a particular score, then they are selected and shortlisted for a site visit. Now we have trained examiners who actually go into the organizations to assess the organization against these criteria, looking for objective evidence, because anybody can write anything on an application, but we have to look for the evidence, and then on the basis of that, the panel of assessors get together and submit a report to the panel of adjudicators, which are the judges, of which I'm the chief judge, and it's from that process we select the final winner in 3 categories: the large company, the medium-sized company, and the small company. Now this year we're also giving category awards because there are 7 categories against which the organization is assessed: leadership, customer charter and standards, training and capacity development, international benchmarks, monitoring and recognition, monitoring and measurements, recognition and reward, and complaints management. So we're giving awards in these because some companies excel in these areas and they might not win the big award, and so on the basis of that we figure that encouragement sweetens labor, so we give awards to those who merit it.
I'm just reminding you that we are in a context that does not afford us the luxury of behaving like savages, of doing whatever we want to do, whenever we want to do it, and of treating ourselves as dirt. This is not the world that we are going to succeed in if we are going to succeed. So, self-respect and a common belief in our country, a caring commitment to our fellow citizens, customer service, of good governance, that must be an essential part of whatever progress that we hope to make as a nation. We must develop ourselves to be people of our word, to keep our commitments, not to make throwaway promises every election time that we all know will never be kept, and we all know we won't ask to be committed, to be fulfilled. We must build institutions that are credible, that give value for money every time, that are honest stewards of our stakeholders' interests, that value transparency and accountability over individual or partisan interests. So, when in 2017, I spoke and said that 2018 would be a crossroads year, and that we must develop our human capital to support our economic reforms, I wasn't just talking about technical skills training. That is important, it's critical. But we must forge a new national culture of mindfulness of others, of self-respect, and of integrity. And I know I get controversial from time to time. And when I criticize the government or I criticize politicians, it's not partisan. It's not personal. It is just that they are our leaders and they are held to a higher standard of customer service. They are out there. They hold themselves out just like we do, just like every leader of a company, every manager who is on the forefront of a company. You hold yourself out to uphold the values of that company which you promote. So that our leaders must obey a higher moral and legal code of governance for us to follow. Otherwise, no amount of economic progress will stop us from failing as a nation.
We're pleased to be a part of this event that celebrates customer service, an aspect of business that we believe is critical to ultimate survival and success of any venture. Rubis, as a proud member of the PSOJ, applauds the Jamaica Customer Service Association, Jackson, for this very worthwhile initiative. I commend the many local businesses that are being celebrated today for their commitment to excellence in service. It is important that we recognize and promote the need for quality customer service across all business sectors. At Rubis, we look at customer service in a very holistic way, where exceptional engagement can be experienced on multiple levels. We strive for quality customer interaction on the service station forecourts, as well as in our convenience stores. You may have noticed that Rubis is rolling out a new experience in retailing via our Ultra Shops, delivering a clean, well-lit, well-merchandised shopping experience, representative of the Rubis brand promise.
Mr. Mitchell spoke about mindfulness. What a way to begin. Raymond touched on transformational. Now those two things to me already mean something just by the mere fact I'm here today. Every time I sit in an audience such as this, I'm actually humbled. I'm humbled because when I listen to the person they're introducing, I wonder who they're talking about. Because I don't consider myself to be any different to anybody else who is in this room, regardless of what certification, educational development you have. To me, we're all equal at the foot of the Lord. And so the Private Sector Service Excellence Awards is designed to help organizations improve service quality and to recognize the private sector organizations that consistently, and I'd like to advocate and say again the word consistently, deliver excellent customer service through a clearly defined strategic approach. The PSOJ and the JACSA are firm believers that the success of private sector organizations is dependent on consistent delivery of service excellence. Research has identified a positive correlation between customer service and customer satisfaction and profit and growth. The PSOJ and JACSA encourage companies to continue working towards improving their levels of customer service and to maintain service standards to further the growth and development of their organizations. Now, again, as I sat this morning and I listened to Mr. Mitchell, you really couldn't miss the fact that you're listening to someone, and even at the table that I'm fortunate to be seated at today, I'm surrounded by individuals that when you listen to them, they're all passionate about the reason why we're in this room this morning. So today I have bad news and good news. The bad news is, ladies and gentlemen, customer service is more and more becoming a lost art. Almost like sunken treasure on a ship. The good news is you've all now just become Pirates of the Caribbean, and your job is to find this treasure and restore it to its original position, which means excellence has got to be the hallmark of what we do every day. From the simple things to the big things, it has to start somewhere. Service is the rent we pay for being. It is the very purpose of life and not something you do in your spare time. In most Western countries, service accounts for more than 75% of GDP, a share that will continue to increase. It is without a doubt that service is an important competitive advantage for many companies where differentiation is often achieved by service attributes provided. This is why you must find it and make it important in our society.
Home is where all the sweetness, silliness, and beauty of life happens. Discover your style and express yourself with furniture from the Ashley Furniture Home Store. Visit any of our 2 locations at Ligony Kingston or Fairview Montego Bay. Find the most exquisite range of furniture in varying styles to suit your needs. So tell your story with elegant and affordable lounge, bedroom, dining pieces, and more from the Ashley Furniture Home Store. Here at Ashley, this is home.
On the next episode of Weekend Business Report, fighting for the right to stay white. South African town holds on to racist past. That plus company news, the top business stories, and the latest stock market numbers from around the world. That's Weekend Business Report with me, Keneal Gale, this Saturday and Sunday.
This Friday on Chill Spot, we'll be hanging out with Roberto Gallardo, Managing Director at Celebration Brands Limited. He'll be showing us his chill spots he goes running, and we'll also be checking out Cafe Da Vinci, so you don't want to miss it.
Taking you beyond our shores, across the region and around the world. Every week, BATV gives you in-depth reporting on the major stories that gripped headlines in the Caribbean and on the international scene. Join us Sundays for This Week Abroad. Business Access TV, serious about business at home and abroad.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
As the end of the year draws nigh and the celebrations begin, let us add some magic to the festivities with our BATV Christmas mix. Why settle for blah when you can have fa la 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 la? 60 advertising spots, 10 crawl spots. This $1.6 million package is all yours for only $45,000. Don't wait. Contact our sales team today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Our gift to you, BATV Christmas Mix. Offer valid until December 31, 2018.
Now this is the moment that many of us have come here for, in addition to the inductees and to hear Mr. Mitchell and to hear Dr. Brown. These are the award criteria. And I know we've been having a lot of discussions as to how is it that we are going to get service excellence to be embodied and entrenched in organizations and be woven into the very fabric and the DNA of the organization. This is it, folks. So it begins with leadership, strategy, and governance. This is what the organizations have been assessed on. Their customer service standards and customer service charter. The charter is your promise to the customers. The standards, how do you do what you do in order to deliver service excellence all the time. And these must be codified and lived and not be a paper tiger. We have found that the organizations that have people who have been given the responsibility to, one, live service excellence, train others in service excellence, monitor the whole business of service excellence and performance against standards. When you have a cadre of people who live it and monitor it and help people to improve, it is amazing to see the difference it makes in an organization. So the winners are, come on folks, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Yeah. We're going to start first with the category awards, and this year we made a decision to give category awards in the medium and small category and category awards in the large company. We have for leadership and strategy, Massey Gas Products. And in the large company category, Sagicor Group. And for monitoring and measurements, in the small medium category, we have Yellow Media Jamaica. We start with the overall winner in the small company category. May I invite Sarifa Insurance Brokers to join us. The large company winner, and that is Victoria Mutual Group. May I invite Miss Jennifer McDonald and Mr. Howard Mitchell to present a special award to Rubis Energy Jamaica for their consistent support in service excellence.
It's always a pleasure to be recognized by the PSOJ and Jamaica Customer Service. You know, I think this award is very timely for us. I mean, we entered in 2015 and 2016, we're also winners. We sat out last year and we came back again this year. So we're very appreciative of being recognized, as I said, from the PSOJ and Jamaica Customer Service Association in terms of what we're doing, not only for external customers, but for our internal customers, which is our team members. From the start, it's Sarifo. Service and technology has always been the forefront of what we do. You know, from the beginning, I told my team members, you know, we cannot see ourselves as a perpetual work in progress. So the last thing you want to do is to remain stagnant. I mean, we're in a dynamic world of technology. Things are changing, you know, every second, and we always have to be ahead of the game in terms of not only how we treat our customers in terms of service, but also technology in how we're delivering our service to our customers.
It's a fulfilling feeling because we have been a member of the PSOJ for a number of years, and anything that we can do to encourage quality, and in this particular case in customer service, is something we fully endorse. It's our lifeblood because, as you know, we are a retail organization. It means that we interact with thousands of customers on a daily basis, and we have to ensure that in our delivery that we're delivering best service at all times.
It is a fantastic feeling. In fact, this is our third time winning. We have won the 3 times we have entered, and it's really just a testament to our work. We value our customers. We believe we exist only because of our customers, and I think this is testament of our work. At Gaspro, we believe at the end of the day it's about the customer, and it's because of the customer why we exist. So we really take this as a testament to our service of our customers who go from a 25 kg user in the hills of Clarendon to a big hotel on the North Coast, and we really value and celebrate what we have been able to do, and we are glad to have been recognized by our peers.
This is very important to us. This is really our means of supporting customer service excellence in Jamaica. We recognize that this service excellence to be competitive as companies in Jamaica. We have to see customer service as an important pillar. So we have been supporting this. It was easy for us really to make the decision to sponsor the awards, and we have been doing this for over 4 years. And we certainly enjoy this partnership with the Jamaica Customer Service Association and PSOJ. We are a proud member of the PSOJ, so we see this as, our contribution to the organization of which we are a part.
I think we are getting there. I think we have just completed we just ended the 3-year medium term, and I know that we're working with the PSOJ as they roll out the next 3. I think what you have seen today is an example of how companies have stepped up to the plate to offer good service, and not just to locally, but to internationally benchmarked standards. That is a part of the competition, the extent to which companies not only follow, but we can see that they are using international best practices. And so I think we have made a significant part of the journey. We are on a significant path. Of course, it needs to be improved because, we spoke about mindfulness, we spoke about happiness, because at the end of the day, you cannot serve others if you are not mindful of them. You cannot serve others if you yourself are not confident and happy in yourself. And so I think that was a running theme this morning. None of the speakers collaborated, but you would have seen that the themes about service excellence, we're doing it to please you, because when you're happy, we're happy, and there are multitudes of effects that come after. They say what's measured gets done. And so you need to set targets, you need to monitor them, you need to train your staff, because especially if you're in a service industry, persons will be different. And so you need continuous training, and you need to constantly review and upgrade your standards. While we're talking today at our table, we said a lot of managers need to find a way to walk around to find out what's happening on the line with your customers, because your managers and directors will tell you what they think you want to know or want to hear. So as a good manager, you need to ensure that the standards you've set, that they are actually being implemented.
Means a lot because it speaks to the very core of why we exist, right? Why the PSOJ exists. PSOJ is representative of the private sector, a majority of the private sector in Jamaica, and representative of principles and ideals and interests of the private sector. And service excellence is very near and dear to our hearts, so we will support this and we will continue to support it. I would say that in Jamaica we have issues with how we treat each other, generally, and customer service is an aspect of that, okay? We have issues with governance, which is an aspect or includes customer service and customer obligations. So we do have an issue. The issue is not just about customer service. The issue is in how we are mindful of the interests of others.
It's amazing. Winners coming into the room just having been nominated. So the fact that we actually received 6 of the 7 awards and the overall award, I mean, it's just an amazing feeling. I don't think that I've quite come to grasp it as yet. We don't really want to give away all our secrets, but suffice it to say that we, about a year, maybe just over a year ago, we formed a customer service unit, and this really was done in order to give a strategic focus to customer experience across the VM group. So what we had were like, separate entities having their own standards, doing their own thing, and nobody really driving the strategy around service experience. So just over a year ago, I joined VM, about 18 months actually, and one of my mandates, which came from our group CEO, Courtney Campbell, was the establishment of this customer experience function, which we did, recruited somebody to the position, Denise Williams, about a little over a year ago. And we have just been focused on establishing the standards, embedding new standards, monitoring the complaints, implementing a complaints management system. So for us in VM Group, we actually believe that we're just getting started. So to come away this morning with 6 awards, 6 category awards, and the overall award, we believe that that is just encouragement for us to continue on our journey and to really double down on what we're doing, because obviously we are doing something right.
And that's it from us here at the PSOJ President's Forum Service Excellence Awards 2018. I'm Javon Keys for Business Access TV, serious about business.
This Friday on Chill Spot, we'll be hanging out with Roberto Gallardo, Managing Director at Celebration Brands Limited. He'll be showing us his chill spots he goes running, and we'll also be checking out Cafe Da Vinci, so you don't want to miss it.
Violence is bad. Violence against our innocent little children is terrible. Pretending not to notice when we know or suspect that a child is suffering is awful and morally wrong. In the words of the great Nelson Mandela, there can be no keener realization of a nation's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Think about that for a second. I have a voice. It's one of my gifts. I intend to use it on behalf of our children. No more violence against our children. Make your move to stop violence against our children right now. No more. No more. No more.
Hey, what up, you guys? It's your girl, Vivica Fox, and you are watching Business Access.
A wise man once said, "A concerted effort to preserve our heritage is a vital link to our cultural, educational, aesthetic, inspirational, and economic legacies, all of the things that quite literally make us who we are." That wise man was Steve Berry. Hey there! Thanks for tuning in as we continue our Heritage Week edition of Jamaica Magazine, the program that is committed to preserving and for...
Now moonshine, bright tonight, how we are trying to be all night till daylight.
Secondary level students enter the poster competition with digital or illustrated pieces, and tertiary level students, the photo competition is for you.
The topic for the poster and photo competition is Jamaica's music, the stage for growth and development. All entries must be submitted by Sunday, October 28th.
For additional information, visit the JS website at www.js.gov.jm. Email heritageposter, heritagephoto, all at js.gov.jm.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, October 12. The Ministry of Justice has signed a contract valued at $50.7 million for the reconstruction of the Kingston and St. Andrew Family Court Attendance Center. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Carol Palmer, says construction is already underway and the necessary furniture and equipment have been acquired.
Our children who depend on the re-socialization services of this entity have been on and off around the place trying to get their education going. So now we hope, you are going to deliver on your contract so that I can deliver to the family court the attendance center for the startup in January.
The Permanent Secretary was speaking at the Ministry's quarterly press briefing yesterday. Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck applauded the move, which is part of the Ministry's effort to improve the overall justice system of our country. The Kingston and St. Andrew Family Court was destroyed by fire on December 30, 2015. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Carl Samuda, says a contract has been signed for the construction of the Montego Bay Bypass. While addressing the official opening of Isratec Jamaica Limited's new retail outlet in the parish on Wednesday, he revealed that government had signed off on the contract more than a week ago. China Harbour Engineering Company, CHEC, will construct the highway in St. James, and that work will begin in the 2019-2020 financial year. The bypass is estimated to cost approximately $200 million. The new route is expected to start at Ironshore near the Sangster International Airport and will bypass the city centre and Sam Sharp Square. The country is being considered as a candidate to participate in the first cohort of nations to be measured in the World Bank Group's Human Capital Index. The index measures the degree of health of children, teenagers, and adults, as well as the quality of and access to education that can be received by those age 18 and younger. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information will become part of the program for International Student Assessment, PISA. This is a program of the international group Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, and evaluates educational systems.
It's absolutely important that the government redoubles its efforts from a policy perspective and from an implementation perspective to ensure that we're doing well in terms of measuring our human capital development.
Mr. Holness was speaking at the local executive management heads of mission and consular conference earlier this week. The Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation has been awarded the prestigious UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women's Education. Gender Affairs Portfolio Minister Olivia Grange accepted the prize yesterday at the UNESCO headquarters in Paris, France. The prize is given annually to individuals, institutions, non-governmental organizations, and other entities engaged in activities for girls and women's education. It is sponsored by the People's Republic of China. The Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation was recognized for helping adolescent mothers continue their education. UNESCO has also awarded the foundation $50,000 to help further its work. The Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation is an agency of the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Minister Grange says the award recognizes the value of the foundation's work in rewriting the script of the lives of adolescent mothers. The award was presented on the occasion of International Day of the Girl Child, which called attention to the need to develop the skills of girls to enter the workforce on equal terms. And finally, Heritage Fest activities accelerate this holiday weekend with a series of events in celebration of National Heritage Week. They include a farmers market where patrons can buy fresh produce starting at noon on Saturday inside the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center. Ranny Williams will continue to host craft displays, rides and games, as well as nightly entertainment on Saturday and Sunday. Heritage Fest concludes with parish award ceremonies on National Heroes Day, Monday, October 15. At the ceremonies, citizens will be recognized for their contributions in areas such as community development, education, business, sport, and agriculture. A full schedule of the activities can be found on the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission's website, jcdc.gov.jm. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
One love, one family, one heritage. The JCDC presents Heritage Fest, Saturday, October 13 to Monday, October 15 at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center. Things kick off on Saturday with Richie Stevens and Scanation with performance from Wayne Marshall starting at 8 p.m. On Sunday, we rev up the excitement with Revival Time with Sister Pat at 5:30 p.m. Things close out on Monday, Heroes Day, with a day of excitement starting at 12 noon. Bring the kids to play in the village. Come enjoy coconut drops, dukunu, and lots more. Our heritage is a blessing. Let's live it up. And don't forget, it's free.
Living in Jamaica is an experience that you cannot put in words. There's an energy in the atmosphere that just feels good. There's so many aspects of Jamaica that I think makes it second to none. The best food, the best music, the best people. We can go on and on about the good things about living in Jamaica. There's a parish in Jamaica called Portland. I think that's one of my favorite places to be. It's one of the most nature-oriented parishes, and I love the nightlife in Kingston. Once you come here and you get that connection with the people, that connection with the food and the music and just the lifestyle is something that you'll always remember. People should visit Jamaica because I'm sure 100% that it is the place to be on planet Earth. You need to come here and you'll get an experience that you will never forget.
Jamaica's national bird is such a fascinating creature. It's the only bird that can fly backwards. For even more interesting facts, turn your eyes to this.
Look, do you see it? Can you tell which bird this is? There are over 300 species of hummingbirds in the world, and Jamaica has 4 types. Our national bird, the doctor bird, is one of those 4, and it's endemic to the island. That means it's only found right here in Jamaica. According to sources at the Institute of Jamaica, in 1962, a committee was established to consider the recommendations for the national emblems of the country. It was at that level that the red-billed streamer-tail hummingbird, or doctor bird, was chosen to be Jamaica's national bird.
We actually have 2 species of streamer-tails. One is the red-billed streamer-tail, one is the black-billed streamer-tail. The red-billed streamer-tail and the black-billed streamer-tail is considered by some authorities as 2 separate species. Here in Jamaica, we still consider them to be 2 species.
The red-billed streamer-tail can be found across most of the island except the eastern tip, where you'll find the black-billed streamer-tail. Hummingbirds' nests are made from small leafy materials woven together with cobwebs. There are about 2 eggs per clutch or grouping, usually 1 male and 1 female.
Hummingbirds are actually sexually dimorphic. In other words, there are 2 different forms for male and females. The male is actually a lot more flashy.
Jamaicans call the red-billed streamer-tail the doctor bird because of the appearance of the male, with its black crest and 2 iconic tail feathers, resembling the top hat and coat tails of doctors in the past. The male doctor bird also has shimmering green feathers on the chest and back,
and a bright red bill with a black tip. The female looks very different because she has a short tail, white chest feathers, and slightly green feathers on the back. The female's bill is also dark brown with red at the base.
You can actually find males without a tail, and there are several reasons for this. One, it could be a young male, right? Born earlier this year, for example, it's going to take a while before those tail feathers actually grow in. And sometimes you'll actually see some with very short tail, which means it's growing in. Another reason they might lack a tail is that they might have molted it. That is, they change their feathers. After the feathers get worn out, they actually drop them and a new set of feathers actually grows in. Sometimes you'll find a male with one tail feather. It lost it for one reason or the other. You know, it broke off. They could be fighting with each other and actually lost a tail feather. Hummingbirds, for their size, I mean, they're very tiny birds, but they're probably one of the most aggressive groups of birds in the entire world. The reason for this aggressive behavior is because of food scarcity. They have a group of flowers which they'll visit throughout the day because it takes some time for the nectar to replenish. Sometimes about half an hour, sometimes about an hour or longer. So what they do, they'll feed along a particular route, taking different flowers as they go along. And so once they finish feeding, they'll defend that area until it replenishes.
Hummingbirds flap their wings in a figure-8 motion, allowing them to change direction quickly as well as hover. But they are constantly burning so much energy that they must spend all day looking for food, only taking short rests in the shade.
Hummingbirds are considered nectar feeders, and there was a time when we believed these birds fed only on nectar from flowers. But in more recent times, we realized that they do actually take insects very occasionally, and we suspect it's really just to get some supplemental protein. In terms of the trees and the flowers that the hummingbirds feed on, I would like to highlight that the national tree, the blue maho, is actually one of the favorite flowers of the doctorbird.
You can spot the doctorbird at many of our public gardens across the island. For example, right here at the Blue and John Crow Mountains National Park, a United Nations educational, scientific and cultural organization, UNESCO World Heritage Site. Look at that color, shimmering emerald green, and those two long tails. Our national bird is certainly a sight to behold.
I love waking up every day in this country. This is where I was born and raised. I have such a passion for my country, and for me this is home. In Jamaica, a lot of people, they look at just like beach, you know, sea, sand, but our mountains are something to behold. It's majestic up there, and it's a different type of peace. It's a different type of lifestyle completely. I could mention many different places that are amazing, but the one thing I do love about Jamaica as well is that you can find that relaxation, you can find that chill in your backyard. Apart from it being an incredibly beautiful country, an incredibly beautiful island, we have a wonderful, wonderful culture, wonderful, vibrant, colorful people. There is definitely a realness to Jamaica. There's definitely something that no matter what keeps you in touch with reality here. Why come to Jamaica? It all comes back down to Jamaica as a whole. You know, the food, the music, the culture, the people, the climate. Come out and meet us, come out and experience what Jamaica has to offer.
Did you know that the Right Excellent George William Gordon was a self-educated landowner who subdivided his own lands for freed slaves? Yes, this is just one of his many noble acts.
George William Gordon, now Right Excellent George William Gordon, national hero, was born in 1815, the son of a Scottish father and an enslaved Jamaican mother. He got a call to make the world a better place. And for that, he was never forgiven. You should know then that conditions in Jamaica then were just unbelievable. People were suffering, 311,000 persons in 1838, enslaved, received their freedom and were just thrown outside. And what George William Gordon did, he bought lands and he cut up the lands and allowed the poor, the dispossessed, to have access to the land. And his colleagues did not like that. He chastised the governor in meetings right at the space that the governor needed to do more for the people. And the governor didn't like it, called him a mischief maker. And this is the space where George William Gordon came to, as it were, give up himself because he heard they were looking for him. And from here, he was taken to St. Thomas, where he was tried and hanged on the 23rd of October, 1865. And he reached the Friday, and they hanged him the Monday morning. But before he was hanged, he asked for permission to write a letter to his dear wife, Lucy. He had married this lady, Shannon, Lucy Shannon. He married her, and he asked that he could write a letter, and they allowed him to write the letter. That would have been Sunday night, early Monday morning. He wrote the letter to say that he was innocent. And if anything that he did that was bad, was to help poor people.
Let's get a little breeze on this land. All right. Now let's get some bounce in the rhythm. All right. Let's get some fire on our hearts. Now that is what we call all right. Run, come, get some Jamaica.
You've joined me at the right time. I'm actually now on my way to explore some of the most historical and culturally rich sites in the parish of St. James. And no, I'm not talking about the popular Rosal Great House, Sam Sharp Square, or Doctor's Cave Beach. We are going to be exploring some of the hidden treasures. So tucked away in the corner of Creek Street and Dome Street in downtown Montego Bay is the Creek Dome Monument. Let's check it out. The Creek Dome was built in 1837 above a stream that gave the households of Montego Bay their best source of drinking water at the time. I hear that this actually used to be the home of the keeper of the dome, and that was someone who lived on the upper floor and took payment from those who came for water.
Remember, every time you take a drink of water, before everybody add this, we Montegonians add this.
I told you this tour would be dropping some history, right? After leaving the busy streets of downtown Montego Bay, we headed to the cool hills of Fairfield, where the 300-year-old Belfield Great House and Gardens is found.
Welcome to Belfield, one of the oldest sugar plantations in Jamaica. Okay, so this is an old great house in Jamaica, one of the oldest great house that was owned by 11th generation, still operate under the same family. It was built in 1735. These are pictures of the car Jarrett's. We're gonna enter one of the busiest rooms on the entire house, the dining area. Meals are always elaborate. As you can see the settings, it was elaborate. In the center of this table, you would have an old hog just for decoration. After eating all these, they would get sick sometimes and they blame it on the slave. Poor slave, it was from this fork. It was made from pewter and lead, so it's poisonous. Now we are entering to the master bedroom. As you notice, this dress is over 200 years old, and if you take it up, it can tear apart. As I exit the room, as you notice, the lush green grass that a lot of slaves were working on the sugar plantation, bending their backs and cutting canes. The sugar master would be using this to signal them. Today, this part of the property is used for weddings and private functions. It's also over 600 people. Oh, before I forgot, Sandria, I'm gonna tell you about our old Chattanooga. That is a miniature version of an old sugar mill. It is operated by our donkey, Wilhelmina.
Here you go, Sandra.
Thank you so much, Godfrey.
You're welcome. Taste it and enjoy.
Wow. And there you have it. If you're looking for a truly sweet and authentic Jamaican experience, you know where to stop. Thanks, Willie. So listen, after such a filling experience at Belfield Great House, we had to make one more stop in the hills of Anchovy. Trust me, the road may be rocky, but it will be worth it.
Welcome to Rockland, and you're going to feed some hummingbirds. You hold the bottle.
How do you hold the bottle?
Piece like this, and then you put your finger sideways.
Sideways, okay.
And then the hummingbirds come and sit on your finger.
That was quick.
Your finger too close, a little bit wider, 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 up.
And just when you think you have seen it all, visitors are able to savor this breathtaking view of Montego Bay from this cozy outdoor patio area, or enjoy a walk through the garden with our guide to learn about some of Jamaica's plants, trees, and herbs. Awesome. Thank you so much, Fitz, for taking me on this peaceful tour of the gardens and for allowing me to become one with nature. I told you wouldn't regret this tour. If you are a nature lover like I am, then the Rocklands Bird Sanctuary is a must-see. But a case can also be made for the Creek Dome Monument and the Belfield Great House. In fact, we barely scratched the surface. St. James has so much more to offer. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and explore all this wonderful parish has to offer.
Tropical island, oh yeah, and I learned to smile, beautiful. Here I learned what love is, authentic Jamaica, the happiest island, oh yeah. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello. We are Jamaicans. Hello, hello. I'm a Jamaican. The energy is our people proud and strong. let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican. We are Jamaicans. Hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican. Jamaicans, I really love you. We'll smile the way right through. We're third millennium. I really like you, forever love you. We are wonderfully great. Now tomorrow, forever. I really like you, forever love you. Jamaica, Jamaica. Jamaica, 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 So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican. We are Jamaicans. Hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican. 'Cause I was born here. And I was raised here. Sunshine Jamaica, my blessed Jamaica. Mighty one, oh, I bless our land always, for strength and our vigor, with love and our courage, oh yeah. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican. We are Jamaicans. Hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican.
And just like that, we have arrived at the end of today's program. Thanks for staying with us. If you enjoyed today's show and want to watch it all over again, simply visit our website, jis.gov.jm, or our YouTube page. You may also visit us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to learn more about our rich cultural heritage. I'm Sandra Clark, reminding you that you don't stumble upon your heritage. It's there, just waiting to be explored and shared. Have a great Heroes Weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
I'm Diana Williams, CEO of Lifespan Company Limited. You're watching Business Access TV, serious about business.
You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Phosphorate in partnership with Nexans and Siemens brings to you Jamaica's largest electrical expo, and Business Access is here today for a two-part coverage. I'm your host, Amita Prasadweb, and thank you for tuning in. Please stay tuned for highlights.
Phosphate, I think it's becoming a great company for a lot of Jamaicans. We started just about 25 years ago when we had only 2 persons.
So why an electrical expo now?
Why not? An electrical expo now is because Jamaica needs to understand that there are technology out there that can bring a lot of value and savings to the Jamaican construction industry. And so we need to, one, get that knowledge that we have, the engineers and even the schools, the educational institutions, so they can now start building this kind of a energy saving efficiency in their project. You see, it's important to note that you can buy a light bulb, which is fantastic. You can buy an LED tube, which is fantastic. We all sell those. But that will save you so much and no more. But if you build from your consulting base, from when you're building your project, you're designing your project, you build in the energy saving systems, then you can save so much more. We have decided to have these workshops, and we have decided to invite youngsters. We have a group from UTech, from Caribbean Maritime University, from Hart Training Institution. We have a couple more training institutions, and I think the number I have of them coming here today is maybe 150 of them in total. And they are being taught how these products work. Some of these products they would have heard about by reading books or whatever it is and so on, but now they can see them, they can feel them, and they can touch them. And that's what we are bringing to Jamaica today.
Picture this grand ballroom without lights, from the beautiful chandeliers, this stage without the use of this microphone, your factory spaces without pumps and conveyor belts, your homes without refrigerators. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Has been made possible by electricity. And that is what we celebrate today at this, the inaugural Electrical Expo, being presented by Fosrich Company Limited and their partners Nexans and Siemens.
And on that note, we take a short break, but more when we return.
The Nissan X-Trail with All-Mode I Technologies. No matter what the road throws at you, your story starts here.
This Friday on Chill Spot, we'll be hanging out with Roberto Gallardo, Managing Director at Celebration Brands Limited. He'll be showing us his chill spots he goes running, and we'll also be checking out Cafe Da Vinci, so you don't want to miss it.
On the next episode of Weekend Business Report, fighting for the right to stay white. South African town holds on to racist past. That plus company news, the top business stories, and the latest stock market numbers from around the world. That's Weekend Business Report with me, Keneal Gale, this Saturday and Sunday.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access. Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Let's join our presenter on stage.
I am standing here and I'm looking at a group of people and I'm seeing the future. And I'm saying this is exactly what we want to influence, the future. You look very well and we are very happy to have you here this morning. This Expo 2018 features industrial electrical products. As you know, Fosrich is in 3 or 4 segments of the electrical market. And today, this morning, we are featuring the electrical industrial product offerings that we bring to you from Fosrich. This expo also includes exhibitions and workshops. So what you will see around you are products that we do offer here at Fosrich. And then we will have workshops throughout the day at various locations, maybe 4 locations. We'll have workshops where you can ask your questions and you can get answers for whatever you are interested in. We have a responsibility, we think, to bring the best innovation in products that meet the need of the market in Jamaica, and that's why we are here. We will also demonstrate how these innovations can positively impact the building, construction, and the energy sectors of our country. For example, today Siemens will display some of their serious innovation products. A number of drives and contactors, and there is also a very, very interesting launch that will take place by the Siemens team today. The first time this product will be launched in this side of the world will be launched here in our expo. And so the soft starter workshop is one that I think a lot of the engineers and technical persons can't miss. So we are looking forward to that from the Siemens team. We are partnering to bring great results to Jamaica. And so we create strength, we enhance knowledge, and we drive towards results as partners. And so this expo is a way of showing you that this partnership exchange knowledge and drive towards results. We are offering what we call a one-point of contact solution for your projects. If you have your projects, you can bring your projects to Fosrich. We can help you to design your projects. We can supply the goods for your project, and we will do vendor financing for your projects. Partnership again. So we can help you to achieve your project goals. So please, bring your projects to us. We can do what we say we can do. We are willing to work with you.
Fosrich has been one of the leaders in promoting and supplying LED lamps for domestic and commercial applications. We need to have energy-efficient workspaces. And I'll tell you a little about what we are doing at King's House. In King's House, we have started the process to become more energy efficient. Last year, we changed out all incandescent bulbs to LED. This has been done for all our exterior lamps and floodlights, as well as interior ceilings and wall light fixtures. Whenever air-conditioned units have to be changed, they are replaced with inverter units. All of the new kitchen and laundry appliances have Energy Star rating. Our computers and other office equipment go into energy safe mode when they are not in use. Stickers and posters are prominently displayed in offices to remind staff to be energy conscious. Solar panels are installed on the roof of the main building, and the garden lamps are also solar powered. 4 years ago, the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining, MSTEM, applied tinted window film to the panes and windows in the main building and the administration block. This has helped to reduce cooling costs in the buildings. These initiatives have resulted in significant savings in our electricity bills. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that householders, persons in the building and construction industry, the electric companies, power producers, civil society in general, and the government have acknowledged and are very aware of the importance of energy efficiency and renewable energy in reducing energy costs. This will bolster the economy and contribute to a healthier environment. I hope that the exhibition and workshops at this expo will expose the Jamaican market to the innovative products that Fosrich can offer through its international partnerships. If last year's expo is anything to go by, participants will be in for an eye-opening exhibition of products and informative workshops as the company celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. It is with great pleasure, therefore, that I declare Electrical Expo 2018 open. Thank you.
We take our final break, but don't go anywhere. We have more highlights when we return.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
This Friday on Chill Spot, we'll be hanging out with Roberto Gallardo, Managing Director at Celebration Brands Limited. He'll be showing us his chill spots he goes running, and we'll also be checking out Cafe Da Vinci, so you don't want to miss it.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access. Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
As the end of the year draws nigh and the celebrations begin, let us add some magic to the festivities with our BATV Christmas mix. Why settle for blah when you can have fa-la-la-la-la? 60 advertising spots, 10 cross spots. This $1.6 million package is all yours for only $45,000. Don't wait. Contact our sales team today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Our gift to you. BATV Christmas Mix. Offer valid until December 31, 2018.
Thanks for staying with us. If you are just joining us, we are here at the Electrical Expo. Please stay tuned for more highlights. Speak to us about feedback on the ground. What are you hearing from people?
Well, what I'm hearing from persons on the ground, it is very, very overwhelming. We're happy about it. A lot of persons are happy that Fosrich has partnered with Siemens, one of the largest and oldest company in regards to electrical controls, motors. They're a long staple for anybody who's been the old school engineers know what Siemens is. And it's a German-based company that we've brought here. And in our partnership, we are able to literally bring the first world, the newest technology here to Jamaica. And through our partnership, we are also able to build out, help persons to build out on any industrial, commercialized project that they would want to need. But these are the part of the projects that you don't see. You see a large building going up, a large hotel going up, a large manufacturing going up. They are the back-end stuff, but it keeps everything going. And through their partnership, a lot of persons are very happy. You have some legacy Siemens stuff that's out there. We are also now able to help persons who've had Siemens long time ago and want to upgrade. Because you know that what's happening in industries, every industry, one of the buzzword is energy efficiency. And in efficiency, it means that your old equipment needs to now become new and efficient. And Siemens has a retrofit for their older legacy products. And so we're able now to help persons who had these projects working for years and are able to now get themselves current through those savings. The partnership with Nexans, the second largest cable manufacturer in the world, is meaning that what we're bringing is high quality cable to Jamaica at Jamaican prices. And we're able to have not just the fact that we can provide it, but we have such large stocks that we can provide any size project that you want to do. As I said, the cabling is the thing that you never see. It's buried underground or it's overhead. You know, forget about it. But it is really what moves us. All our power that comes from a utility comes through cabling, just to show you how important it is. And we do from residential cables up to what we're talking about today, the higher cables, the SVA cables, XLP cables. Now those may sound like French words for your acronyms, but those cables are very important. Cables that can operate in salt type conditions. So if you're doing, say you're doing a hotel or a guest house, 4 or 5 hotels on the north coast, and you're doing work on towards the sea and you have your building set up there, you have special cables that can operate in that kind of climate. Jamaica is is a large country, but it's a very small island. And in such, as you go out a couple of miles, you're already at the coast. So you are affected by salt content in your air. So the zero halogen cable is one of the things that we're talking a lot about. One of the issues that in a lot of times that there are fires, most times before the persons get burnt to death. Let's talk about it from that side. They are affected by the fumes. The fumes first is what kills. And those fumes are really, a lot of times, from the cabling, the electrical cables that are in the homes, the old type cables, they bring off a fume that fume can hurt you. The zero halogen cable are cables now that has that all reduced, and that cable is also able to take a longer time for you to get affected by those fumes. So you have a little bit of a chance that you can probably get to run out of the building before the fumes have totally affected you. And so, as I said, Nexans is a French company. So Fostage went to Europe. We went to Europe, and we got 2 of the biggest powerhouses in Europe to partner with. We've also partnered with GE through Current and Philips. We're doing a lot of LED lighting. So all of the current LED lighting that you're seeing, you know, you see our utilities are changing out the street lights. You know, after we did Sabina Park and lit Sabina Park, Fostage as a company said, hey, guess what? If we can bring this value to Jamaica, even as a simple sporting event, we are saying that let's bring it everywhere. Let's bring it to your homes, let's bring it to your offices, your factories. And one of the biggest things for commercialization, what's happening, we're looking at a lot of industrial parks. There are a lot of footprints that have been set out, and that we're going to have industrial parks being built all over Jamaica, right? So to get to that concept, you have to have the building, you have to have the space, but then you also have the resources in regards to the power behind you, which is the cabling and the control panels and so forth. So that's basically where we are. We have a wonderful expo today. We have a lot of persons here, and they're very odd. Siemens just launched their new motor control soft start system. It is, if anybody who's out there who has not come down yet, it is really what they need to come and see. It is just phenomenon. I mean, I've seen a couple of the big powerhouse players come in, and they went into the seminar, and they're very, very happy and surprised of the capacity. You know, everything is just at a fingertip. You can get, alerts through your phones. Smartphones is not just for just surfing the social media. It is also a work tool. And you can literally be anywhere in the world and you know exactly what's happening in your factory or your industry. And protection and efficiency, one of the things that affected us in our industrialization in Jamaica had to do with, we took a lot of time to modernize the older factories, and so a lot of them died. What we're talking about now is bringing that kind of modernization, because in most instances, we know that our high utility bills is what is one of the factor that pulls down our capacity to be able to produce and challenge everybody else in the region. So we have to be very smart. And to be smart, you have to start saving. And you already have the footprint. You need the pumps, you need the motors, you need all of this industrial equipment. But you also need to know to do it smartly. And you know, it says it's better to work smarter, not harder. And that's what Fossil is doing, bringing the smart technology so your equipment is not working harder, but is working smarter. It's also with the efficiency, it also now reduces your downtime. And another thing that where we lose a lot in our productions are downtime. No manufacturing in Jamaica now can afford a 1 hour downtime. 1 hour downtime, you have staff that's sitting there doing nothing. You have production capacity that you can't make up, because if you are to make 100,000 tons, metric tons of something for the day, and you've lost half of the day, you physically can't make that 100,000 metric tons again. So those are some things that, you know, after a day has gone, you can't get it back. Well, it's the same thing. After you've lost the opportunity to produce, you cannot make it up. You're only going to use up opportunity that you'd have had for the next day. And, you know, we want to thank you and Business Access and your listeners and your watchers to come in. You know, thank you for being here and to be able to share this moment with us here at Fosridge. What most persons know in Jamaica are breakers and panels. And if you're in the industry, we have I think some samples of some of the Siemens products that we stock. Now, we have a wide range of breakers that we literally keep in our stock. We have molded case circuit breakers, and these ranges from as low as 15 amps up to 1,000 amps. Now, these are what you're using in your various power line panels, your disconnect switches for your generators, and these are available in various wattages and various amperage and voltage based on the capacity. Different lug connections. There are different types that are available. We have the Siemens lines of these are their transformers, and we do the full range. We stock anywhere from 5 to 40 kVA transformers in various voltage scenarios, 415, 440 volt. These push button controls are the new design, new type that are available. They are available for all industry application, and we're talking about push button switches that can operate in oiled type environment, harsh industry. These here can operate underwater, so you know your wet, damp locations. You can have your start, stops, various switches. We have different key type scenarios where you can set up to give different application or different authorization to persons who are able to turn these off. Push button switches in all various push starts. This is one of the things that is big for Siemens, and for industries. You want hard, robust switches. The worst thing is to have your product, your plant go down because a switch to start the product is now down because it can't manage the rugged environment. The versatility for Siemens is that we have switches and push buttons and control switches for any application that you have available. In continuing with the Siemens line of products, this is a staple in any industrial application, any large electrical application. These are industrial P-line panels. I think affectionately most persons just call all of these panels power line panels, and we have available in stock at Fosridge from P1, which is power line 1, down to a power line 5. You know, these panels are able to operate even outdoor applications, so you can have your large electrical cables come through into these panels.
And that brings us to the end of part 1 of our 2-part coverage of the Electrical Expo. I've been your host, Amita Prasadweb, and thank you for tuning in to Business Access TV, serious about business.
Afrotherapy Hair Care Center.
I'm Pamela. I'm the manager of Afrotherapy Hair Care Center, International Stylist, London, Jamaica. We do kinky twists, we do braids, we do two-strand twists, we cane roll, we do everything in natural hair.
With stylists exposed to years of hair care experience, you can be guaranteed superior service for all your hair care needs.
We deal with all type of hair, not just only locks or natural hair. We deal with everything. We do also relaxer hair. We do ear cut, we do Caucasian hair, and treat the hair. If you have damaged hair, we can repair it. Or if the condition is bad, we refer it to a dermatologist, and the consultation is free.
Interested in dreadlocks? No matter the type or length, Afrotherapy Hair Care Center has a service for you.
We do start locks, we do instant locks, and we do lock extension. And we also do, locks. So we color the locks, then we treat the locks, then we do build-up remover. Because sometimes they have build-up on them here, where they're using the wrong product on the hair. So we do build-up remover. And with every locks, if they come in to do a lock style or to interlock them here, we always give them a treatment, complementary treatment with that.
Yeah, man, Pam, I always love how my ear looking every time I come up at turf here. So I say, get my ear done proper and it just clean. Really ear stylist, Come check Pam.
Before, during, or after getting your hair taken care of, head over to the nail station for all your nail care needs.
We do nail services. We do like tip, acrylic, extension, and we do mani and pedi. We offer all type of nail care and nail services.
Afrotherapy Hair Care Center offers customers high-quality service in a clean and comfortable environment.
They're comfortable because we're fully AC, and we have the kind of comfortable seat for them. And we also serve them like, meantime they're waiting, like they get a hot drink like hot chocolate or water, ice water. We're located at 8 Upper West Henderson Boulevard, Greater Portmore. And the number is 368-3434, 9494.
Good evening and welcome to BATV News. I'm Kenny Bex, the number Gale. Over 100 Jamaicans are now employed in the medical ganja industry. That's according to the Director of Licensing and Application at the Cannabis Licensing Authority, Annette Henry. Ms. Henry says she expects
Annette Henry says the CLA had received over 500 applications since, 400 of which are now being processed. She says the CLA has so far issued 24 licenses to individuals to operate medical marijuana businesses, and those licenses have created jobs for Jamaicans.
There are 24 licenses that we have issued, so there are 24 new businesses in Jamaica. Based on those 24 licenses, they have employed over, at this time, 100 Jamaicans working in this industry.
Ms. Henry says this lucrative industry will grow in time.
Give this a process and time. It's a process, and give it the time, and we will all benefit. There are many persons who are interested. We see a number of investors, and Jamaicans are investing in this industry.
And her agency is taking steps to better regulate and meet the demands of the industry.
Preparation of regulations for the much-awaited hemp and import and export of cannabis. Aggressively expanding our staff complement to respond to the demands of the industry. Introduction of standards for testing, labeling, packaging, just to name a few. Increased enforcement, surveillance, and monitoring activities to ensure compliance with the laws and the international conventions, as well as the integrity and transparency within the industry, and to prevent diversion and inversion.
Ms. Henry pointed out that individuals who received licenses have a guaranteed market for their plants.
Jamaica is one of the first countries, if not the only one, that operates a closed loop where the ganja cultivated is sold within the loop. So before you're issued a license, there's a tripartite agreement where the person will be sure of the market.
However, Ms. Henry also outlined how these individuals could lose those licenses.
Money laundering offenses under the Proceeds of Crime Act, and specific offenses under the Dangerous Drugs Act, where 6 years would not have elapsed, and during that 6 years, even if it has elapsed, you have not been convicted of another offense dealing with dishonesty or violence.
For BATV News, I'm Shoshana Small.
Caribbean Maritime University, CMU, says its FACT Center is ready for business. The university recently opened the state-of-the-art facility to train professionals and students within the automation and mechatronics industry. Here's more from Leroy Hall.
We want to make Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean know that the FACT Center is open for business, and it's open for business here at CMU.
It's called the Festo Authorized Center for Industrial Automation and Mechatronics, FACT Center. Vice President of Technology and Innovations at the Caribbean Maritime University, Professor Noel Brown, says a certification from the center can get individuals any job in industrial automation globally.
For example, Boeing, General Electrics, Airbus, things like that, they are looking for that. Locally, the new line at Red Stripe, they are employing people that have the Festo certification, and for people with the certification. And as time goes on, I think that more of the industry, more the manufacturing industry, as soon as they optimize most of their processes, they would require the certification also.
Meanwhile, Executive Director of the FACT Center, Rene Flores, says the training costs $450, a standard offer which can be customized.
We provide training in all levels of industrial automation, from the basic technologies until Industry 4.0. But one important thing is that in the future, I am talking about next year in January, we will start to provide industrial solutions for the industries. That means the staff, the FACT trainers, will start to provide fully automation inside of the industries.
In the meantime, Professor Brown points out that students will also be trained. However, the FACT Center is focused on getting the trainers to the highest standard first.
These students are some of the first batch of students. Up to this point, what we have been doing is focusing more on preparing the trainers and the instructors. So the trainers and the instructors are now trained and certified, and then they are ready now to roll out the training.
For BATV News, I'm Leroy Hall.
In the meantime, Vice President of Technology and Innovations at the Caribbean Maritime University, Professor Noel Brown, is trying to alleviate fears that the Industrial Automation and Mechatronics program at the university will be creating robots to take over human jobs. He says what it will do instead is force humans to gain better expertise.
Since I've been around, I've read that in the 1930s, people were saying the same things about machine. Machine is going to come and take over our jobs, basically, and it has not. And I think that robots will not take away our job. What robot will do is that it will force us to kind of upskill. And there will still, you need people to make the robot, you need people to program the robot. People would have to be able to diagnose them, repair them, things like that, to maintain them. And so what we need to do is upskilling.
He says these robots will make human jobs much easier.
So one of the questions that I would ask the individual who are worrying about their job being taken away, or the trade union who is supporting it, is that should humans be actually doing this work? Would you want to have your job, to do the job that a robot is doing? Just think about it. No, most people would not want to do what the
But then they don't have.
Professor Brown was a guest on the latest episode of BATV's business discussion program On Point last evening. And when we come back, does better infrastructure equal a better society? This and more after the break.
Growth Tech is making connectivity like oxygen. Wherever you see the Growth Tech free Wi-Fi, feel free to connect. Watch, connect, and go, allowing you to chat, check, browse, and email securely. So when you're on the go and need to connect with friends, family, or a team member, or just stay updated, look for Growth Tech's free Wi-Fi. Growth Tech, making connectivity like oxygen.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says establishing proper buildings for public affairs could equal to a better ordered society. He says that is why the new Parliament building is a very important part of the country's development strategy. Prime Minister Holness was speaking during the unveiling of the top 5 entries in the government's Houses of Parliament design competition on Wednesday. Javon Keys reports.
If your parliament is shabby, then what else can you expect to be shabby?
And on that merit, Prime Minister Andrew Holness argued that to bring public order, there's a need to start with the improvement of government buildings.
So if it is that we're looking to have order in our society, order in public affairs, public order in public spaces, then let's start with ordering how we have our buildings looking and feeling.
He said if Jamaica is serious about development, investments in infrastructure must take place or Jamaica will get left behind.
But our infrastructure, our facilities are old and creaking. They can't carry the capacity. The rest of the world is investing in their infrastructure and moving ahead of Jamaica. We are living on past glory. And if we are serious about our development and taking our place in the world, we have to make investments in our infrastructure.
He said his administration is committed to getting it done whatever the cost.
I don't know what the cost is going to be. And I'm certain that there was no parameter for acceptance regarding cost. But there were some guides. Oh, I'm happy to hear. But we're prepared to get this done.
The GOJ's Houses of Parliament design competition started earlier this year. Entries were received from 24 teams totaling 174 Jamaicans living across the globe. The top 5 designs went to teams led by architects Ravi Sittal, Evan Williams, Stephen Facey, Gwyneth Anderson and Damien Edmond. Each team received $2 million. The winning design will be chosen from these 5 and used as the design for the new Parliament building to be constructed at Hero Circle. For BATV News, I am Javon Keys.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Holness is reassuring Jamaicans that the government is actively advocating for small island developing states within the region to get more access to funding to mitigate the effects of climate change. Mr. Holness, who was addressing diplomats at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs conference earlier this week, explained that small island states must protect themselves from the effects of climate change. Nordia Francis Williams tells us more.
While addressing the Foreign Service members, Prime Minister Holness echoed the sentiments from his 73rd United Nations General Assembly speech earlier in July. He argued that national development is not only about securing political and socio-economic borders, but also environmental protection as well.
The task of national development is tremendous, particularly in the prevailing worrisome and unpredictable political, social, economic, and more so environmental scenarios that we experience on a daily basis across the globe.
You will recall that I spoke to several of these in my recent statement to the 73rd session of the United Nations General Assembly. Our region has not escaped the vagaries of these uncertainties.
A recent publication from the UN on climate change called for urgent transformational change to avoid disastrous levels of global warming. In 2016, several countries signed the Paris Agreement to keep the increase in global temperature below 1.5 degrees Celsius. But monitoring has shown otherwise. Mr. Holness explained that while small island developing states like Jamaica contribute the least to climate change, they are most affected.
The issue of climate change is not an academic debate. We don't have the luxury of saying whether or not, climate change is real, yes or no. That's not the context in which Jamaica engages in the debate, or indeed for any small island developing state. We engage in it because we are seeing for ourselves and experiencing it daily a significant variability, unpredictability, and intensity in extreme weather events. So for us, it is a practical issue.
That is why the Prime Minister said Jamaica is advocating for greater provisions for assistance to help small Caribbean islands.
Our work is to add our voice with other small island developing states about the need for a global understanding that we are in a very vulnerable position and we have a right, like any other country, to guarantee our citizens that they can survive and they have a right to exist.
For BATV News, I'm Nordia Francis Williams.
Chief of Development Financing at the Jamaica National Group, Carlton Earl Samuels, says Airbnb rentals will not affect how financial institutions fund real estate properties. Mr. Samuels made the assertion at a recent Real Estate Association of Jamaica symposium in Kingston. He said financial institutions which provide mortgages are likely to continue to finance purchases on the basis of the income of the borrower. However, he argued that the size of the short-term rental market in Jamaica has grown rapidly in the past 2 years. This, he says, was fueled by the home-sharing online platform Airbnb, which allows individuals to book accommodations online in community settings. Stay with us. Regional and international stories are up next.
This Friday on Chill Spot, we'll be hanging out with Roberto Gallardo, Managing Director at Celebration Brands Limited. He'll be showing us his chill spots he goes running, and we'll also be checking out Cafe Da Vinci, so you don't want to miss it.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Welcome back. Time now for regional and international news. Trinidad and Tobago's Minister of National Security, Stuart Young, says the influx of Venezuelans into the Twin Island Republic is not a crisis. TTT News' Sherilyn Lewis tells us more.
The Minister of National Security said he isn't certain of exactly how many Venezuelan nationals are in the country, but said his ministry is managing the influx.
The answer is there is an increased influx of non-citizens into Trinidad and Tobago. This is not only an issue for immigration, it also deals with customs and excise. We need the TTPS there to perform, ensuring safety and security on some of the other ports of entry into Trinidad and Tobago. So when you're referring to San Fernando, I assume you're referring to the King's Wharf area and other areas down there. It is something that we're discussing. I would not say for a moment that our immigration department is not up to the task of performing the duties.
Minister Young told the Standing Finance Committee, with technological improvements coming on stream, it will be easier to account for how many Venezuelans are here.
We're trying to introduce more use of technology to ensure that it all feeds back into the main server system, etc. So we are working on it, and at this stage, it isn't a crisis. The $48,000 figure is the official figure from the UN as to the number of Venezuelans who are in Trinidad and Tobago in that immigration status. It may be more, it may be less.
As for those who overstay their time, he said they are usually found.
We are looking very closely at it. We're in constant conversation with the Venezuelan authorities as well. There are a number of Venezuelans who we've picked up for finding that they've overstayed the length of...
Sherilyn Lewis, TTT News.
A senior advisor to the Mia Mottley administration says the Barbados economy isn't out of the woods just yet. He says the government needs to pay close attention to a few areas to ensure that the economy improves. More in this report.
External challenges will compound the island's economic woes. And according to Senior Economic Advisor to Government, Dr. Kevin Greenidge, this means Barbados will continue to grapple with slow economic growth, rising commodity prices, and a tightening of external financial conditions for a while. Addressing an economic symposium at Errol Barrow Center for Creative Imagination on Monday, Greenidge said it was therefore critical for government to implement a number of broad policy measures. He said these must include investment in training, improvement in infrastructure and communication, opening up to more global integration, protecting the vulnerable through offering social services, and tackling corruption. He also pointed out that it was necessary for Barbados and other Caribbean islands to drive down their high debt to gross domestic product.
At the same time, for countries like Barbados who rely a lot on imports, everything we consume is imported, particularly oil, commodity prices are rising and becoming much more volatile. What that means is that we have to become strategic. We have to fix the fundamentals, fix the fiscal fundamentals, fix the debt fundamentals, because what that does is give you buffers so that when a shock happens, and a shock will happen, what we don't know is when, but it always happens. We live in perhaps one of the most vulnerable regions in the world in terms of hurricanes, etc. When a shock do happen, you have enough buffers on your fiscal space that you can respond quickly, meaning lower debt levels and lower fiscal balances, and also on your reserves. You may need to dip into that while the national community comes to help. And therefore it means that we need to put these policies in place. Barbados has started to do that, and as a group, as a country, we need to stick to it in order to be successful.
Nigeria's agriculture minister is warning that there could be a shortage of rice, which is the country's staple food. The warning comes after devastating floods hit large parts of the country, destroying crops just as farmers were getting ready to harvest. More in this Al Jazeera report.
For 3 long weeks, floodwaters have covered large parts of Jigawa State in the north of Nigeria. Farmlands and damaged roads have become temporary fishing grounds. With their crops rotting underwater, some farmers salvage what they can. More than 100,000 of them have seen this year's harvest wiped out.
From harvesting to processing, the whole chain has broken down, and it is massive loss of money to the economy, and it will have multiplier effect on the general economy of the state. It's really a huge loss for us.
Only a few of the state's rice farms escaped the floodwaters. More than 1,000 hectares of this rice farm has been underwater for more than 3 weeks now. The owners say the crop is rotten and lost. He, like many other farmers, will have to find a way of feeding their families before the next harvest. That is, if the floodwaters don't return. Shuaibu Abubakar borrowed money to expand his farm here in the Hadejia Valley in the hopes of more crops and bigger profits.
I started last year and made a lot of money. This year,
I took a loan of $2,500 to increase output. I lost everything.
Experts are blaming climate change for the floods and are warning of long-term consequences.
It is going to retard, in the first place, the drive for food security. And ultimately, government may have to take very serious emergency measures to meet the immediate needs of the victims that have been affected.
This year's disaster came when Nigeria's borders are still closed to rice imports, a staple for most families. In one of the states most affected, officials are helping to ease the pain of some farmers by giving out seeds.
We are now in the process of giving them hybrid seeds, fast maturing seeds, so that they will use the residual moisture at least to get something out of their land.
But that may not be enough to save the farmers from economic ruin. Across 18 states in Nigeria, more than 200,000 hectares of crops have been destroyed. In addition to lives, crops and homes, there's been a significant damage to infrastructure. Forced to ride canoes where highways existed, these villagers narrowly escaped death when their wooden boat capsized. A reminder that though the flood has receded, the threat to life remains. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera, Gujungu, Nigeria.
The world's longest non-stop flight landed in New York this morning after almost 18 hours in the air. Singapore Airlines discontinued the flight in 2013 after deeming it unprofitable. However, the airline is hoping that things are better this time around. Here's more.
A historic takeoff. The world's longest non-stop flight is back in the air. Singapore to New York via the Pacific Ocean. A more than 16,000-kilometer journey completed in just under 18 hours.
I fly for fun. I have a passion for the aviation, and I'm an aviation enthusiast. And I'm part of this group, which is called First to Fly.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do on 18.5 hours. So not sure. Watch all the movies I can, I guess.
To help pass the time, there's 7 weeks' worth of in-flight entertainment. The ceilings are higher and the windows larger, all in a bid to make the experience less stressful. Another concern for marathon flights is fuel. After 9 years in service, Singapore Airlines discontinued this very same flight route in 2013. It was deemed unprofitable because of expensive oil prices. Reopening the service with brand new Airbus A350 ULRs. That's the acronym for Ultra Long Range. The carrier helps the fuel-saving models will make the route worth their while. SQ22 is now the longest flight in service after Qatar's Auckland to Doha flight and Qantas Perth to London.
Stay with us. Talking Stocks comes up next. On the next episode of Weekend Business Report, fighting for the right to stay white. South African town holds on to racist past. That plus company news, the top business stories, and the latest stock market numbers from around the world. That's Weekend Business Report with me, Keneal Gale, this Saturday and Sunday.
We're taking you beyond our shores, across the region and around the world. Every week, BATV gives you in-depth reporting on the major stories that gripped headlines in the Caribbean and on the international scene. Join us Sundays for This Week Abroad. Business Access TV, serious about business at home and abroad.
Welcome back. Time now for Talking Stocks. 56 stocks traded today, of which 30 advanced, 23 declined, and 3 traded firm. The main JC index advanced by 1,324 points to close at over 381,000 points. The junior index declined by 29 points to close at 3,412 points. Over 18.7 million units traded today, valued at over $208 million on the Jamaican dollar market, while on the US dollar market, more than 4,000 units traded, valued at over $1,000 US. The Wasinka Group ordinary shares with over 8 million units trading accounted for 43% of market volume. JMMB Group 7.5 VR Jamaican dollar preference shares with 6 million units trading was second. Scotia Group with a little under 1 million units trading was third, accounting for 5% of the market volume which crossed the floor. The main advancers were JMMB Group ordinary shares up $3.65 to close at $36.62, followed by Supreme Ventures Limited up $1.49 to close at $19.55, and Caribbean Producers up 48 cents to close at $6.99. The main decliners were 1834 Investments ordinary shares down 11 cents to close at $1.02, followed by Siboney Group down a cent to close at 17 cents, and Radio Jamaica down 4 cents to close at 85 cents. In foreign exchange trading, the Jamaican dollar gained ground on the US and Canadian dollar but lost to the British pound today. The US dollar ended the day trading for an average $132.55, losing $1.55 to the Jamaican dollar. The Canadian dollar ended the day selling for $102.11, losing 47 cents to the Jamaican, and the British pound sold for $175.56, gaining 52 cents on the Jamaican. And that's the news, but before we go, a recap of our top story. Director of Licensing and Application at the Cannabis Licensing Authority, Annette Henry, says over 100 Jamaicans are now employed in the medical ganja industry. Thanks for watching. For more content, please go visit our website at batvja.com. I'm Kenil Gale. Have a great weekend.
On this episode of Chill Spot, we'll be spending some time with Roberto Gallardo, Managing Director at Celebration Brands Limited. He'll be showing us his favorite pastimes, which include running and then chilling at Café Da Vinci, a classic Italian-style restaurant in the heart of Kingston. So don't go anywhere, more after this. Hi Roberto, I'm Candy.
Hello Candy, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So what are we going to be doing today?
Well, we will have some run today.
We're going to run?
Yes.
Not for long, right?
A little bit, like 5 kilometers, something like that.
So that's a 5K, that's what people call a 5K.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that, but then we're going to eat after that.
Yes, a little
Where are
bit.
we going to be eating?
I like the Italian food. We will have Café Da Vinci.
Okay, great. Yes. So let's talk about this run though. How long have you been running?
Since 5 years ago, I start to make some training and try to raise some competitions.
Okay, so does that mean you're running professionally now, or are you just still doing it kind of leisurely
it's not
just
professional,
to keep fit?
but at least get the medal. from some races, yes.
So what's the most recent race?
Well, the last one was the Miami Half Marathon. I ran there.
What about the Reggae Marathon out here? You did that one?
I ran the half marathon here in Jamaica, in Madrid.
So did you place?
I got the medal.
You got a medal, and that's what counts.
Yeah, that's the main game here. Yeah, actually a very good experience. It's the first time that I actually ran in this type of heat.
Right.
And,
yes, it's tough, man.
It was tough, but at the end, like I said, the main game is to finalize, get your medal, and the satisfaction that you get because you have to train.
What are the benefits of running now? And like how we're going to be running for so long, tell me what I need to do to prepare for a run like that.
Well, it helps you, not just your health, you can clear your mind when you have the run, when you have that experience, you can think, what do you need to improve, what do you need to change.
Right. So are there other ways that you work out? Do you go to the gym or do you just?
I normally go to the gym, but if you ask me my passion, you have the run.
Yeah. The running. Yes. All right, so do we have to stretch and warm up before we run?
Definitely. Well, first of all, we need to tighten our shoes.
Okay, I tied mine already. I tied mine already, so I'm ready, but let's go.
Okay,
let's
perfect.
Go. So I take it that run was easy for you since you don't seem like you're out of breath. No. And I'm dying.
It's a good run. It was a good run.
Okay, so the most important thing after a run is to hydrate, yes?
Yes, definitely.
All right, so we're going to be getting some food now.
Yeah.
And we're going to be meeting up at Cafe Da Vinci.
Perfect.
All right, great.
Okay, good job.
Thank you. Coming up. Would you say you love your job?
Yes, definitely.
There's no work without passion, right?
Yeah, definitely. You need to have that because if not, you will not achieve results. That's a fact.
It's season 12 and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life, highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
As the end of the year draws nigh and the celebrations begin, let us add some magic to the festivities with our BATV Christmas mix. Why settle for blah when you can have fa la 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 la? 60 advertising spots, 10 cross spots. This $1.6 million package is all yours for only $45,000. Don't wait. Contact our sales team today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Our gift to you. BATV Christmas Mix. Offer valid until December 31, 2018.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Hi again, Roberto.
Hello, Candy. How are you?
Hi, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. Okay.
So we're going to be having Italian food.
Yeah, I love it.
Tell me a little about this restaurant.
Well, actually, I find this restaurant since 2 years ago. But I like the food.
You like the food?
Yeah, I like very good.
What's your favorite thing on the menu?
Any type of pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah, I like the pizza, yes.
The pizza here is good.
Yeah. You want something to drink?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
So you're the managing director at CBL. Tell us what that entails. What do you have to do on a day-to-day?
Okay, well, CBL is a son, I will say like that, from two big companies here in Jamaica, from Pepsi-Cola Jamaica and from Red Stripe. And my job is try to maintain the balance between the three of us.
Right.
We have around 500 persons working with us in CBL. We are a company that actually make the sales and distribution for the both main companies. And my job is to try to help the people to drive the job and to try to achieve the results. That's the main game here.
Would you say you love your job?
Yes, definitely.
There's no work without passion, right?
Yeah, definitely. You need to have that because if not, you will not achieve results. That's a fact. I have an excellent team, actually. You know that one person cannot make the things happen.
How did you get started at CBL?
Well, actually, when I was in Guatemala, I am working in logistics and operations part. And part of the owners of PCJ here in Jamaica, they talked with me and they offered the opportunity to come to Jamaica and to try to work with the people in Jamaica to put CBL in a different level. It's kind of different job because here I saw the entire company, not just logistics, and that's a challenge. But at the end, I accept the challenge and I try to make my best.
And so far, so good, right?
So far, so good. we have a very good 2015. The first thing that we actually discussed when I came in January last year is that we need to join and work together and to try to understand that yes, we have difference. We came from two different companies that have different cultures. Plus that, we need to understand that we have some Jamaican people, some Salvadorian people, some Guatemalan people. We need to put all that together and try to actually extract the best things. In the beginning, it was a little challenging, but now I can say that we are in a better position. We know each other. We know that we need to work like as a team, because if we don't work as a team, we will not help the company to drive the result. Yes. I believe that the people actually start to understand what we need to improve to put this company in the level that we want. We want to make this company the best sales and distribution company in this country.
Right. Well, you know, Jamaica is a Pepsi country.
Yeah, definitely. And when you have the most strong brands together, you need to do something good or excellent to have this one.
Absolutely. Red Stripe and Pepsi, that's a good combo. How do you see yourself affecting change in the industry that you're in?
I will separate in two. One is an internal challenge. That means that CBL just have around 3 years old of existence, and you need to work with the company culture. You need to build that. Plus that, CBL has a lot of changes in the exec team. They start with someone and they change and I come over, and they are trying to face that, and that's a main challenge. We are working on that. We are not in the state that we want, but we're in our way. The other one is the external one. Jamaica, the entire countries in the world haven't changed. Yeah, you have political change now. In the industry, we have that. We have better competition, different type of brands, different type of products that we need to keep very close, because we want to keep going and to keep doing our job as the first companies here, because like we said, we have the most strong brands in this company, but we need to work every single day to maintain that, to try to say we are the best since 10 years ago, and we want to be the best 10 years move forward. Yeah. We need to learn what is each one of us position, what we need to do in that position to help drive that result. We want to win the gold medal.
Right.
That's the main game, and we want to win consistently, not one time, because we want to be the best. We want to be the best company in this country.
What would you change to make Jamaica more business friendly to our international partners?
Well, I think that as a country, we need to review our policies, the speed of change, the entire change.
Right.
We need to understand that if we don't open the country to the different variants that we have in the world, we will have troubles to connect to the world. Because at the end, we are in an island. We need to maintain our connection with outside, but we need to give them the confidence that in Jamaica we do the things correct, excellent, in the best way, trying to achieve the better results. And if we can put that in our people, in our Jamaican people, we can change. And we can be the best, because at the end, I live here. I am a Jamaican.
Right.
Definitely.
You're one of us.
Yeah.
What are some tips that you can give us on changing countries, on changing cultures, on that whole migration process to make that, you know, smoother?
Well, I can say that one, you need to keep your mind open. You need to know that you need to learn, not the other one.
Not the other way around.
Because you are the new one.
Exactly.
You are the new kids on the block. You need to learn from the people. You need to find good people that you can learn from them and to try to understand the entire environment. I want to learn from this country. I want to know places, people, culture, traditions, all that kind of stuff. And food, for example, we have a different type of food also. And with that, we need to work with that. I need to understand that I will not get a tortilla here. That is a very common thing in my country. But I will get some jerk chicken.
Right.
And I need to work with that, yes.
Right. Okay. Well, speaking of lunch and food, I think we're going to be having lunch outside on the terrace.
Perfect. Okay, thank you very much.
Coming up.
We can have maybe between 10, 12 or 15 persons running for the presidents.
We only have two.
And
for it's me, a problem.
Yeah, but imagine that. You can relate there?
Yeah, I can't imagine the political tension then if it's, you know, 12 to 15 parties. Wow.
The Nissan X-Trail with All-Mode I technologies. No matter what the road throws at you, your story starts here.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On Point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung, dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Having a corporate event, seminar, awards show, conference, product launch, workshop or expo? Business Access TV is here to showcase your event. Contact our sales department at 908-0919, 906-6357 or 908-2775 for more information. Business Access TV, serious about business.
On the next episode of Weekend Business Report, fighting for the right to stay white. South African town holds on to racist past. That plus company news, the top business stories, and the latest stock market numbers from around the world. That's Weekend Business Report with me, Keneal Gale, this Saturday and Sunday.
Roberto, talk to us about your childhood.
I born in Guatemala. I raised in Guatemala City. I am the second of third.
Okay.
I have a big sister and a young brother. I play football, basketball, volleyball, whatever you name it, I can say.
So you're very active then,
yes,
obviously.
Yes, and I like the music. I like,
music.
Yeah, I play the drums.
Oh, you play too?
Yes, I play the drums.
Roberto, you do know what he things.
Yeah, I play a little bit guitar.
Okay.
But the drums is what's my thing.
That's your thing.
Yeah, I can pass 4 or 5 hours.
Just playing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So tell us about your family.
Okay, I have a wife, Maria Jose.
She's also from Guatemala.
She's also from Guatemala. I know her in a church. We was a couple just like 1.5 years, and then we decided to get married.
Okay.
Very young. We have three children.
3?
They are my life, actually.
Obviously, yeah. I guess the oldest one would have experienced the change most significantly. You know, how are they adjusting?
I said to them that maybe I am the most interested to get back to Guatemala.
Right.
Not them. They are happy here. They are doing
You're the only one.
a lot of things here. They have a lot of friends. They go to the related houses. My wife have a lot of friends. They spend a lot of time doing
So everybody
PR.
has adjusted well.
Yeah, they are the PR people. I am working here. They are the one that are actually making
But that's
progress.
nice to know that everybody has settled in well.
You have a very beautiful culture.
Right.
We are good here. Actually, I love to be here.
I'm so glad that you've enjoyed your experience so far. What would you say are some of the other differences then between Guatemala and Jamaica?
The weather is different.
Yeah.
We can start with that.
So you guys are cold out?
Yeah, we have a lot of, for example, volcanoes. We have some active volcanoes.
Active volcanoes?
Yeah, yeah. Guatemala is an Spanglish. I will say Spanglish.
I was
Why?
just about to say Spanglish meaning Spanish and English.
We have a lot of influence from the American culture.
But the language spoken in Guatemala is Spanish. Okay.
You can realize that the people use a lot of English words to merge with the Spanish thing and drive the conversation like that.
Right.
But we are a country that speaks Spanish, but we also have 22 dialects
okay.
separately. When you talk about politics, we can have maybe between 10, 12 or 15 persons running for the presidents. You need to
As in political parties?
Yes.
10, 12 and 15?
Yes.
Oh, we only have 2.
And
it's
for
a
me,
problem.
Yeah, but imagine that. Yeah, you can realize there.
Yeah, I can't imagine the political tension then if it's 12 to 15 parties. Wow. All right, now on a lighter note, would you like to share with us an embarrassing or awkward moment that you've experienced, maybe in Jamaica or otherwise?
Well, yes, I have one. This was my first town hall with the people on CBL, with the company. In my intention to actually share something with them, I tried to put an example using Usain Bolt.
Oh, no, it's
Usain. Nobody get that. And I start to sweat because I don't get the connection. Nobody knew what I'm talking about. Simon Tacter, who is my HR director, came to me and said, "What do you need to say?"
What are you trying to say?
And I show the script. Oh, it's Usain Bolt.
And I'm sure it would have connected if people realized.
Yeah, I need to start over the entire thing because I need to connect and to make the sense on this. But we are used to in Guatemala and Central America to name it like that. It's
right.
Usain, because
right.
it's in Spanish, in Spanish sense. But that for
Not
me
here.
awful. It's awful because to connect to the people,
right. You need to say it the way we pronounce it, right?
And actually that gave me a hard time, but at least I learned.
But you're
something.
adjusting, you're adjusting, and you learned something.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Roberto, thanks so much for taking us to your chill spot. I've enjoyed the day. Running, it was like the perfect day. You run, you do some exercising, and then you eat some good food, right?
Yeah, definitely, yes.
So thank you very much.
No, thank you, Candy. Thank you for having me. And for me, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to share this with you and to have this experience in Jamaica.
Thank you. Great food, good conversation, and a little bit of physical activity pretty much sums up how I spent my day. Thanks, of course, to Roberto Gallardo, Managing Director at Celebration Brands Limited, for sharing with us how he spends his leisure time. And until next Friday, I'm Candy for Chill Spot. Bye! On this episode of Chill Spot, we'll be spending some time with Roberto Gallardo, Managing Director at Celebration Brands. Wow. So, I start everything with so. I need to stop that.
Hi everyone, I'm Roberto Gallardo from Celebration Brands, and I will be with...
Yes, I will have this thing I can't pronounce. Linguine ai gamberi. So it's shrimp pasta.
On this, our final episode of The Good Life, I'm here at the beautiful Hope Gardens, a place where you can unwind and relax. Today, we will recap the past 12 episodes in the hope that you have attained a healthier lifestyle. I'm your host, Amita Prasad Webb. The season with looking at arguably one of our best assets, our smile. We discussed oral health with Dr. Melissa Green-Pow from Sylvan Family Care. Check out my tooth cleaning experience.
I will explain to the steps that we just went through. The first part was the electronic scaling. We use a Cavitron where we go around each tooth, right, to the entire mouth. After that what we did was a hand scaling, because sometimes the cavitation is unable to go in between the teeth. So if there's any buildup, what we call tartar or plaque or calculus, we use a hand scale and literally go through every single teeth and actually get all that out. Then we floss. So we floss and get anything that we're unable to reach, floss that out. Then we do polishing. So we go through what look like a little toothbrush. So we go and polish the entire, that get rid of soft plaque that is on the surface of the teeth, all over the surface of the teeth. And it also it has fluoride in it, so it's fluoride releasing. Fluoride, what it does, it strengthens the teeth, the enamel of the teeth. So that's the purpose of the fluoride, really. You find that actually in water in Jamaica and in salt in Jamaica. You have fluoridated salt, and our water is actually fluoridated. So you can look out for fluoridated salt on over the counter and start using that. It helps to give kids fluoride.
There's a very familiar problem that affects many women of the reproductive age. Let's recap uterine fibroids with Dr. Milton Hardy.
Hello, Dr. Hardy.
How are you?
Dr. Hardy, I've heard all about your work on fibroids in women, and you'd be the perfect person to talk to on this week of The Good Life. First of all, how did you get started? Why fibroids in women?
Well, fibroids are 3 to 9 times more common in black women than in whites. And with our population being more than 90% from African descent, it stands to reason that we would have many women with fibroids, and many of these women would have symptomatic fibroids. So there is indeed a great need for treatment modalities to be developed for the treatment of these women.
Talk to us about fibroids. What exactly are fibroids?
To understand the whole thing about fibroids, we first have to talk about where fibroids are found.
Right.
Fibroids are found in the womb. The womb is a muscular organ in the pelvis, behind the bladder, and in front of the rectum. Essentially, it is the organ which bleeds every month for the menstrual cycle in women in the reproductive age group. Its main function, and probably only function, is to bear children. Fibroids now occupy this womb. Again, the womb is a pear-shaped organ, and you could have fibroids in any part of this organ. Fibroids grow during the reproductive years, that is, the years that you're having your period.
Okay.
Not very common in the 20s, although every now and then we do find patients in the 20s.
So
but it's more common. It's more common in the 30s and 40s.
Okay. So I'm 25. Should I be conscious of, maybe I might have fibroids?
Well,
or do I wait until 30 something and say, oh, doctor, I want to check if something is happening?
Well, you should be conscious that these things are possible.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, if there are any symptoms suggestive of fibroids, you certainly should check them out.
Right.
But the point I would like to make is that once you are in the reproductive age group, and especially if you are sexually active, you should be having your annual check.
Right.
So if you have fibroids, even if they are not symptomatic, they should have been picked up.
Right. Right.
You're watching The Good Life.
The health of your digestive system is a crucial indicator of one's overall health. And since The Good Life wants to keep you healthy, we had a colon cleanse at Inside Out with Debbie Donaldson.
What is the colon, and what is its primary function in our body?
Our colon is the end of the digestive tract. It is otherwise called the tripe or the large intestine. A lot of people would refer to it as the tripe. They know it as the tripe. But other people will say it's the large intestine. And the large intestine is usually 6 feet long, which is the height of most persons. So we eat a piece of yam, and for most times, some people don't even realize what is going on. So it's been chewed, and it goes straight down inside of the stomach to be further broken down into a very semi-liquid solution. some people will say they don't need to do a colon cleanse because the colon is supposed to take care of itself in terms of doing its cleansing. But there are sometimes we overeat a whole lot. And when we overeat, not only do we overeat, but sometimes we snack in between. The body is of such that each time you snack, the body will leave the old food and it will start on the new ones to break it down. What will happen to the old food is that depending on what you eat, it will either ferment or it will putrefy. The same thing as rotting. It's the carbohydrates that we eat that will ferment, and the protein would rot. And as Jamaicans, we eat a lot of carbs. We eat a lot of sweets, a lot of pastries and these things. And we have a saying, before good food wastes, belly bust. And so when we do a colon cleanse, it's not only for the colon, but it's also to help those other internal organs that doesn't have an outlet for themselves to get rid of all of those things that have been backing up in the system for years.
We're going to a short break. More Good Life highlights when we return.
As the end of the year draws nigh and the celebrations begin, let us add some magic to the festivities with our BATV Christmas mix. Why settle for blah when you can have fa-la-la-la-la? 60 advertising spots, 10 cross spots. This $1.6 million package is all yours for only $45,000. Don't wait. Contact our sales team today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Our gift to you, BATV Christmas Mix. Offer valid until December 31, 2018.
It's season 12 and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching Business Access. Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
This is Weekend Business Report. Economic windfall,
unsecured loans,
alleged corruption,
follows the closure.
If they made this investment,
Brokers
strive to increase revenues.
These thoughts and answers. Financial meltdown. Here are the week's final. Here's Guard. News Roundup. Camille,
it's back to you.
That's Weekend Business Report with me, Camille Gale. Saturdays and Sundays.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life, highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life runs art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
Having a corporate event, seminar, awards show, conference, products launch, workshop or expo? Business Access TV is here to showcase your event. Contact our sales department at 908-0919, 906-6357 or 908-2775 for more information. Business Access TV, serious about business.
Welcome back to The Good Life, your everyday lifestyle show where we promote healthy living. It's our last episode of Season 2 and we're highlighting all of the topics that we shared with you. It is said that we are what we eat, that we feed our mind, body, and even our spirit with what we consume. We talked food for episodes 7 and 8 in the form of nutrition therapy with nutrition therapist Stacey Aiken. So I know that health and nutrition is your thing. Talk to us about what exactly is nutrition therapy.
Okay, so nutrition therapy really is using an evidence-based approach to maximize a person's health potential. And so it's around individually planned or formulated lifestyle changes and behavioral change patterns.
So how does that work? Is it a case where I say, you know what, I have these issues, I want to change, I want to live a healthier lifestyle. How do I go about doing that?
Okay, so it can happen like that, where someone will already have identified their health concerns or their areas of weakness. And, you know, some people just want to live a healthier lifestyle. Some people want to lose weight. There are others who know they're trying to eat well, but they're not sure how to go about doing it. In some cases, some people have a lifestyle illness, such as diabetes or hypertension, high cholesterol. The doctor has told them that they need some nutrition advice, and so they would seek out a counselor like me.
We're going to be doing black beans, but we're going to be doing black beans as a burger or a patty. You could actually do this in a couple different ways. You could do it as meatballs, you could form it into balls, or you could even do a stew. But today I'm going to be doing black beans as a beef patty or a beef patty alternative for like a burger, or for a wrap, or just on a salad or anywhere else.
The retreat was free just to be, and it was eye-opening, was life-changing, I must say. There were things there that Stacey demonstrated and talked about that I've never even thought about ever. Things about different foods that we have in Jamaica that you can actually add to a salad. For example, raw callaloo leaves. Who adds callaloo leaves just to a salad like that? Normally we have lettuce, cabbage and carrot, right? But so she explored food, Jamaican food, and I thought that was good.
Clinic's visit was just what the doctor ordered. From a long and tiring work week, we explored how one doctor of Oriental medicine has managed to come up with natural ways of relieving pain.
So typically when we start off with relaxing your muscles, right? So lying down on a heating pad like this helps your muscles to relax. Yeah. We also do the deep tissue massage segment. So we work on your back, upper back and neck, and then deeply relax and release muscles throughout your body. Okay. Right? Again, that's important because all of your body is connected. It's not just that your neck and upper back are hurting. Neck and upper back function together with your back. Your body transfers force in triangles. This point but not wipe it, okay? There we go. So we clean our areas that we're going to use. We want to increase blood supply. So we do some points that are deeply relaxing, which is what the point in the forehead does. It relaxes muscles in and around your scalp and face, which is a big part of where we all accumulate muscle tension. So if I can relax, again, the most important parts of your body, then all of your body will follow. Acupuncture is a 3-year to 5-year course of study. It's something that is extremely precise, and this formula actually is one of the most ancient formulas. You know, acupuncture is called the secret of kings, princes, and warlords to sire 100 sons. You know, the idea is again to increase tissue performance. This is something that is deeply relaxing. The needles are thinner than a hair; you really don't feel them, but they are deeply relaxing. Your body immediately responds to them because they're a foreign object that's past your body's defenses.
We visited the Heart Foundation of Jamaica, where we discussed obesity with Dr. Paul Wright.
So what's the difference between being obese and overweight? I know a lot of people are a little bit confused about that.
Very important question, and we should start by determining exactly what is obesity. We use what we call the BMI, which is a formula that measures the amount of fat in the body. The formula is an easy formula to remember, hard to work out. It is your weight in pounds divided by your height in inches, multiplied by 703. Okay? And that will give you a number. If the number is below 18, you're seriously, something is seriously wrong with you. You're underweight. It goes up to 25, you're okay. Between 25 and 30, you're overweight. 30 to 35, you're obese. Over to 35, you need to see the doctor and go to the hospital. So that gives us a good idea of what. And the Heart Foundation here goes over the BMI with everybody that comes in, so we have an idea of where we are and who is obese and who is not obese.
It was then off to Proactive Lifestyle, where I experienced their foot detox. Hi, Natasha.
Hi, I'm Nita.
And you'll be doing my foot detox?
Yes, I will.
All right, so what am I supposed to do first?
You can have a seat here.
Have a seat, okay.
All right, so the foot detox is all about cleansing of the system. The reason why we use the feet for the foot detox is because the feet is connected to all the organs in the body. So it's the best way and the safest way to pull all the toxins at once, right? I'm going to place some hot water in the pan to make it lukewarm. What the warm water does is open the pores in the feet to help the toxins to flow. Also, I'll place a little sea salt. The sea salt is what helps to pull the toxins. It helps the array to pull the toxins from the body. You won't really feel anything much. Some persons say they feel a little tingling sensation, but you won't really feel anything at all. You'll only see the water starting to change depending on where in your body the toxins are coming from. So each area sends off a specific color. Each time you come and do a detox, you'll return the chart so that we can jot down your reading for the day. Right? This is the ionic device that we'll be using to do the detox. It has 3 attachments. One in which is the array magnet itself, which is activated by the sea salt. The other is for the waistband that will get warm. What the waistband does is help relax you and help with the flows of the toxin down to the feet. And then we also have a wristband. This one just monitors your pulse.
Okay.
Session has begun.
All right, so talk to me about the colors.
Well, the different colors, you have black. Black is for persons that normally smoke or have an enormous amount of heavy metal in the body. Heavy metal is basically caused from pollution due to smoking, gas fumes, or etc. We'll also have brown. Brown is for liver toxins. The green represents the gallbladder toxins. For persons that are not using the bathroom regularly or not drinking enough water, you'll see green come out in the water as well. You have orange for persons with joint pains and joint inflammation. Also, it helps to pull red, basically blood clot from the body as well.
Stick and stay. We're going to our second break. More Good Life right here at Hope Gardens when we return.
On the next episode of Weekend Business Report, fighting for the right to stay white. South African town holds on to racist past. That plus company news, the top business stories, and the latest stock market numbers from around the world. That's Weekend Business Report with me, Keneal Gale, this Saturday and Sunday.
We're taking you beyond our shores, across the region and around the world. Every week, BATV gives you in-depth reporting on the major stories that gripped headlines in the Caribbean and on the international scene.
Join us Sundays for This Week Abroad.
Business Access TV, serious about business at home and abroad.
As the end of the year draws nigh and the celebrations begin, let us add some magic to the festivities with our BATV Christmas mix. Why settle for blah when you can have fa la 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 la? 60 advertising spots, 10 cross spots. This $1.6 million package is all yours for only $45,000. Don't wait. Contact our sales team today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Our gift to you. BATV Christmas Mix. Offer valid until December 31, 2018.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought
that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
Welcome back to The Good Life. We are here at Hope Gardens highlighting the past 12 topics for our final episode. Comfort is important in every situation, especially for women. So we visited La Belle Femme, a retail bra outlet that provides itself on getting women to eliminate muffin tops and other bulges by wearing their correct bra sizes.
There's an interesting thing. People frequently come in thinking that they are either wearing the correct size or they're sort of feeling it's not quite right. And we want to talk about what our first step is. We talk about the fit of the bra they're currently wearing. Now, this lovely lady here, Joette, is wearing a bra, and a lot of people would look at that and say, well, what's really wrong with the fit of this bra? From here, it doesn't look all that bad. So we're going to talk about it, and Chantal, who is one of our bra fit specialists, is going to show where the problems exist. And these are problems I think other women will also have experienced. The very first thing is the center gore, that piece in the center there. And Chantal's showing you what it should be doing, which is sitting flat against her chest. And if that were happening, we'd start cutting into the breast tissue. The other thing is, if you turn sideways, Joette, this underwire here at the side is sitting far too far forward. Her entire breast is not being supported because she is sitting far forward there, and that is also something that women complain about because that will hurt. If you're wearing a bra that doesn't fit you, that underwire is going to be sitting on your tender breast tissue and causing discomfort. The other key area, if you turn sideways, you'll notice she had to do the bra up on the tightest hook. As it happens, this is a 36B, which is definitely not Joette's size. The other thing is you'll notice it's riding up at the back because when the bra band is too big, you want to show Chantal how big it is even on the tightest hook? That's far too much space. So it will start riding up. When it starts riding up, we know what happens to the front. It starts coming down and you do not have support. So we're going to get Joette into her correct size, and then we're going to show you what a difference it makes.
Okay. All right, so talk to us about the fit of the new bra.
Okay. The big difference you'll see right away is that center gore, the piece in the center, is now sitting flat against her rib cage, and that is giving her much better support. And if Joette will turn sideways, you will also notice now the underwire is going right back against her rib cage. And if Chantal pushes in, that is not breast tissue anymore, that is rib cage. The other thing that you've missed is how she put it on. When she puts the bra on, she ensures that she goes right back to the underwire. You'll also notice where the bra is done up. When you buy a new bra, it should always be on that first set or loosest set of hooks. That is because they give you those 3 sets of hooks, so as the bra stretches, and they all do, no matter how much you pay for them, you can keep moving over. When you get to the last row of hooks, and the bra is now too loose.
We looked at the benefits of martial arts, as well as the different physical activities that the Iron Lotus Academy of Martial Arts offers.
Sifu is the term for instructor or teacher in Chinese Kung Fu.
Okay, so you're a teacher.
Right, I'm a teacher.
Talk to me about your programs here at the Iron Lotus.
Okay, here at the Iron Lotus Academy of Martial Arts, we have many programs for children, adults, seniors also. You can do, we start as young as 4 years old with the children, Mondays to Thursdays, and we do traditional Chinese Kung Fu, Chinese weaponry, and light contact sparring for the children. We have a Fit Like a Fighter package for adults, which is a fitness program that's based around martial arts techniques. So we use a lot of exercises, kickboxing training, weight training, body weight training, cardio, and then we have technique-based classes that are martial arts technique classes. You do kickboxing training, so you actually learn how to fight. You learn traditional Chinese Kung Fu, you learn weaponry. We have self-defense workshops that we do, so we teach you how to defend yourself on the street against attackers with knives, guns, somebody's grabbing you, somebody's trying to attack you while in your car, all the different programs.
I bet some of you didn't know that keeping orchids is actually good for your health. We talked orchids with Claude Hamilton of Hamelin Orchids. Why a greenhouse for orchids?
Because we have to have them in a special environment where light is controlled.
Give us a walk through what's happening here in the greenhouse.
We have a few young dead